Greetings. This is Elder Blacklight. This video I'm about to make and you're about to watch is crucial. And I want you to try to go deep with me. We are so used to surface dwelling that we don't know how to talk deep. We don't know how to do some skullduggery. But we're going to try to go deep with you today. I got tapes I'm going to play. This cane right here, it has several purposes. It's a symbol of a cobra. The cobra is a snake eater. And it controls, he's a king cobra, he's the king of all the snakes. He eats snakes. Elephants are scared of the cobra. This cobra right here can be handled by humans, but what gives the cobra the blues is that mongoose. And so we got a cobra, a loose, that's eating the other snakes in the White House and all around the world. And it's a cobra that is going to eat that snake. But then it's that mongoose that's going to keep that king cobra in check and eventually destroy him. A lot of you don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm going deep with you. This is the United Snakes of America, a snake pit for the corrupt. Righteousness can take on any form. It can't be corrupt though, but it could come through anybody. It don't have no certain look about it, but it is righteousness. You don't hear people talking about righteousness. They talk about their religion or their doctrine. They might say, well, my doctrine is better than yours, so forth. But you don't hear too many people talking about being righteous. Only one man I heard used to talk about it quite a bit was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Peace and blessings be upon him. And I used to didn't pay that too much attention as much as I used to love to hear him talk about the devil, the Caucasian. But then again, I stopped paying it attention when I seen a bunch of corrupt hypocrites around the messenger. And then I know why he used to stress being righteous, because you can't get corrupt. Once you get corrupted, it's over. And the doctrine that you think you're living has no meaning for you. You see a whole lot of guys, even though they're wrong as hell, selling drugs to the children, killing people, but they got a big cross around their neck. Same with the Muslims. They fighting each other, killing each other up. And they got a star and a crescent. Same with the Hebrews, you know, and everybody else. So this snake represents a king cobra that eats snakes. It reminds me that I'm living in the United Snakes of America, and I gotta watch out when I walk the streets. So it's a cane, help me keep my balance. It's also an equalizer. You can't do nothing with that gun unless you know a little martial arts, which is a mental thing more than a physical thing. But I said all that to say that the black man all over the planet is in a dangerous shape. He's bad, badly corrupted, and it's like a lot, you know, in Sodom and Gomorrah. You can hardly find one that's righteous. Even your soulmate, your mate is corrupt with the poison of the snakes. And you can't build on a corrupt foundation. You have to either tear this one up or go somewhere else and build on a foundation, because the foundation that this joint is built on is like quicksand. So we've been a part of an experiment, all of us been a part of an experiment. And I'm going to play over this several days, over maybe about 4 days. Part 1, I started on it, but I didn't finish it. This is talking about Jim Jones. And this tape is old. It's a cassette tape that was copied off a radio program. So let's get into it. Time is running short.
Who was the top aide who arranged all this purchase and the finances, is also the husband of Deborah Layton Blake.
Let's go back a little more.
And he was the one that went to Jonestown with Leo's party.
Go back a little more. This is talking about Jim Jones.
In Washington in February before the International Relations Committee, and made some statements and some charges and documentation which resulted in the Foreign Affairs Committee, or International Relations Committee, which they call it today. They voted to ask the House Select Committee on Intelligence to investigate my charges. And they are currently investigating those charges by the House Select Committee on Intelligence. Can you tell us what the charges are? Well, the charges basically amounted to CIA contact with both the Burnham government there and with the People's Temple. That originally, it was my belief at the time I went to Washington that the purpose of our involvement there was to support the government of Burnham for commercial reasons, and they used the People's Temple almost as enforcers to help support an unpopular government there to keep control of the government of Guyana. We knew that there had been an article in the San Mateo Times in December of '79 which indicated that the Deputy Chief of Mission there, Richard Dwyer, was in fact the CIA station chief. He was the one that went to Jonestown with Leo's party and he claimed to be slightly wounded, but there was a tape made at the time of the murders and suicides there with Jones yelling, "Get Dwyer out of here, get Dwyer out of here." And the indications are that it was Dwyer who was back in the Jones home after he was murdered and was there at the time. And there's great questions just who shot Jim Jones and why, whether Jones was shot to shut him up. The question also as to how all these people died and just when they died, which is all documented here. But when I came back from Washington, because of my testimony, I started getting documentation from a Berkeley psychologist called the Penal Colony here, and from the Alliance for Preservation of Religious Liberty in Washington, which indicated other things, one of which was that George Philip Blakey was a top Jones aide, and he was the man who arranged the purchase or the lease of the land in Guyana, provided the money and arranged the lease down there.
Let me stop it here and explain to some of you young ones. Jim Jones. Some of you probably never heard of him. Jim Jones had a ministry or a church with a lot of black people in it. And he was preaching some crazy stuff. But these people were under mass hypnosis. And he got these people to drink some poison Kool-Aid, or some kind of poison drink. And he killed them. This guy here is saying that Jim Jones was a CIA agent. And he was investigating it. Now, this was way a long time ago. This was back in the 70s. This tape came out, in the 90s or something like that. That's when I got it.
74. He also was tracked now as being a CIA operative in Angola in 1975 with UNITA. He's also the same guy who was the top aide who arranged all this purchase and the finances, is also the husband of Deborah Layton Blakey, who fled Jonestown and made those charges. He's the brother-in-law of Larry Layton, who was acquitted yesterday. And it's interesting to note, the Peninsula Times-Tribune says yesterday, the jury is cleared, in acquitting Layton, the jury appeared to have agreed with the defense contention that Layton was brainwashed and drugged at the time of the shootings, could not be held criminally responsible. But the gist of what I'm getting to is this. I've received a lot of documentation, which I will provide you here today, that indicates the strong possibility that Jonestown and the People's Temple was in reality a mass mind control experiment conducted by the CIA as a follow-up to something called MK Ultra, which they conducted from the early 50s through 1974. They used to use the VA hospital and state hospitals. They used the federal and state penitentiaries for their experiments.
Do you think that Jim Jones was actively involved with the CIA?
I do now.
Would you elaborate?
Let me read you one quotation. Well, I read it at the end. It's a quotation from the book, The Strong as Poison, but Jones gave a report. We had reports before they went down to Guyana that Jones had given $1 million to Burnham. The only other connection was between Burnham and Jones. We thought it was based on money. We don't know where Jones got all that money. We know, for example, that Jones spent at least 9 months down in Brazil, I think it was, in the late 60s, early 70s, after which he came back with the money to start the Mendocino operation of the People's Temple. And we're starting to have the linkage between, we have Blakey, who was his top assistant, one of his top assistants, over in Angola with the CIA. We have Dwyer down there, the station chief of the CIA. They had a covert operation. If they had to have with Dwyer, they had to have a covert operation which was not reported to Congress. Now, the Hughes-Ryan Act of 1974 said they had to report all CIA covert operations to the oversight committees. It was Leo's legislation. He co-authored that. There was no such report of a covert operation in Angola, in Guyana, meaning, I brought this out in Washington, one of the things they're checking into in Washington now, that the CIA broke the law if it had a covert operation or did not report it to these oversight committees.
Now we're going to stop it there. We're not going to end it there. We're going to continue this on. It's my belief that that operation is still being used today with various groups that come on this YouTube, you know. I think that Scientology is one of them, and some of these other groups, you know, that act kind of strange is another. So we're going to elaborate it on the next video. Also, I'm going to play the King Alfred plan, Rex 84. All right? This is Black Light. Stay tuned.